We closed the week green. Boy, we went on a 5-win streak this week. Well, we're on our 6th win on the streak. 5 for 5 on the week. Crazy stats, numbers for this week. Very happy with it. We're just going to recap the week basically and the previous week and then focus on what's going next. So basically last week, if you're following, we were on a 4-loss streak. 3 of them were just because of how the market was moving. Couldn't really do anything about it. One of those 3 was literally Trump tweeting and then stopping me out and then running to TP. Super unfortunate. And then that 4th loss was really bad on my part just because of being on low sleep, bad execution, was not focused on the markets, was not paying attention to how price was moving and following my model all the way. So it would have been really a 3-loss streak. But on that last one, that was all on my part. Following that, after that 4th loss, we were down just over 4R because that 4th day was pretty bad. I took a second trade, not very good. We started going half risk right after that 4th trade, which was literally the start of the 6-win streak. Super unfortunate to take 4 losses on full risk, $1,000, and then the 6 on half risk, basically. I did, after the 4th win, I was trying to move into full risk again, and then if you were watching, that one trade hit a banger, hit 1,400, and I was trying to go for full risk on that. It put me in at half for whatever reason, so we would have made 2,800, but we were stuck with the 1,400 on that day. And then yesterday's trade went half risk because the setup wasn't the best. So I am upset a little bit that I couldn't take the wins on full risk, and it kind of messed up how fast I got back to break even and how far ahead I am on the month. But I can't dwell on the past, and we're not going to be focused on the past. We're going to be focused on what's next and how I can improve and how we can finish the month very good and very well. My projections for this month, we are currently at about 3,600 profit on the month. And we still have 2 full weeks basically in the month. So I'm projecting, depending on how market plays out, if we go through a losing streak, who knows? I'm not going to be focusing on this future number or the number that I want for the month, but I'm projecting based off my stats that we'll be able to hit around 9,000 this month total. I would love to hit 10K month this month, but if we're just under, that's fine with me. I'm not going to be focusing on that 9K number. I'm just going to have that in mind, and that's what my stats tell me I should realistically hit. We are up 10R on the month, which is insane because I'm averaging maybe 9 on the month, and we still have 2 weeks left, depending on how those play out. So I would be basically up 10K right now. It's just due to that unfortunate half risk portion. From here out, I'm going to be adjusting my de-risking for drawdown and hopefully avoiding this situation again in the future. But I mean, at the same time, it was good to be able to do de-risk and have more drawdown and to have less stress, less pressure from being in drawdown, and to focus more on the trading and less on the number and how much room I have to work with. So it's very good being in de-risking periods like that during drawdown. It's not a punishment for trading poorly, even though I took a poor trade on that 4th one, but it is a tool that I can use to take off some of the stress and to focus, to get back on track and to really focus on my trading. And the last 6 days, especially this week, crazy good trades, great execution on my point. I'm very happy with that. I was patient. I waited for the setups. I took them basically perfectly. I mean, yesterday's trade was a little bit different, and wasn't my typical execution. That's why we de-risked though, and it still wasn't a bad day. It still wasn't something that I shouldn't have traded. It was a good trade. So with that being said, I'm going into next week. My plans for next week: full risk. We're going to be at 1,000 risk, and the goal is to execute as flawlessly as possible for the whole week. Being on a win streak, I'm sure a loss is coming very soon. I am surprised because this is the biggest streak I've had for wins, and after the 4th win, I was like, okay, this thing's going to be ending, and after the 5th one, I'm like, okay, this one's going to be ending, and now we're at 6. So who knows? Maybe it could continue. If not, I'm prepared for a loss. I'm totally going to be fine with that. Yeah, it might be after I could start full risk on Monday and we get a loss right away, which is unfortunate, but we're going back to that full risk and we're going to stick to the plans. We're not going to be emotional about it, about taking a loss at full risk or anything like that. We're going to go back to full risk. We're going to execute how I'm supposed to. The executing and risking based off of a mechanical system instead of being emotional is the way to go. I'm going to, from now on, potentially de-risk after 5 losses instead of the 4. And so I have a little bit more room for that losing streak because I only have a 60% win rate. So a 4-loss streak is a little bit more common than maybe a trader with 70-80%, like some of the traders on social media that I know of. So I'm just prepared for that. My funded accounts and how I risk them, I have a 10-loss streak in a row before I would fail the accounts. So the chances of that are super low. I just want to protect them as much as possible. I'm not like some of those traders that risk their funded accounts super aggressively and only have a tiny bit of drawdown before they blow them, and they're just very fast with them. I mean, it's a good system for some people. For me, I'm more planned on scaling them long term and using the same accounts instead of having to buy new ones. Kind of preparing myself for a live account in the future. So we're going to do it this way. I like to keep that 10 trade with my full risk loss buffer, I guess you could say, before blowing them. So pretty excited for next week. Definitely going to try working for that 9,000 a month, maybe even 10K if possible, but those are just some crazy R numbers, like a month I've never seen before. That's basically looking at like 16R on the month, so that is very high. I mean, we could maybe take some losses here and then we'll be lower on R, but then we'll make it back with a win, and then the win will be on full risk. So I mean, maybe we can switch that around to filter out some of the low risk profits and then put in some high risk ones potentially. So and then basically after that, after this month, going into next month, we're going to be upping the risk even more, as long as, I mean, these next 2 weeks I execute correctly, how I should, trade well, I'm in the right headspace. I traded very well this month. I only took that one really bad trade. The beginning of the month was slow, but that was not on my part. I traded well. That first week, unless that was the last week of March or the first week of April or whatever, a whole week of no trades, and I was like, I just sat there. I was patient. I didn't take the setups because they didn't look good, so I did very well on that. Then the week after, then we had 2 losses. Yeah, so that was last week, 2 losses, because the first 2 losses were end of March, and then we had 1 win. So, and then even this week, I've been executing very well on my part. I'm very happy with that. So I do think I'm ready to up the risk a little bit. We're going to be planning for 1,400 risk next week, just adding 1 account, risking 400 on that 1 account, on probably 100K, maybe even 150K account, and then risk even more. But I don't want to go too high. I don't want to up the risk too crazily. I want to still be on top of my psychology and headspace with upping risk, and we're going to do it the right way, strategically, and we're not going to do it out of emotion, and we're not going to let a higher number risk affect my trading, because if that happens, then I'm going to de-risk instantly, because the biggest thing is trading skillfully and not emotionally, and not letting that risk number get to me. I do want to scale very efficiently and correctly. I want to do it fast, somewhat fast, but I don't want to do it in a rate that will affect my trading and make me worse, because I want to be trading at the highest level that I can be. Because if I see a higher number fluctuating, I could get in my head, and I don't want that to happen. So we're just going to keep a very good eye on that. We're going to keep journaling, literally just journaling, not even the trades, but like journaling my thoughts and my mindset. It's been very, very good, very efficient, helping me to know where I am. Just to, like, when you're putting your thoughts on notes, it's basically like you're talking to yourself, like in third person. And then you can also read back at it objectively later when you're not feeling that same emotion. It's very good and very like useful. It's the same thing like with back testing that I've been noticing, that I got to a point with my back testing that I went through I kind of basically, because I started back testing like a year ago's data, and then I got all the way up and met up with the start of my live data that I have tracked, and I back tested it, and it was interesting. Like trades I would have taken, I wouldn't have taken now, and trades I did take, trades I didn't take then, I would take now. So it's interesting to view things from an objective standpoint when they're not in the same emotion as you at the current point that you're looking at things, if that makes sense. Just to view it in a different headspace, I guess you could say. So that's gonna be basically it. My thoughts on the last 2 weeks, thoughts going into next week, thoughts going into next month. Very excited, very happy. At this rate, I am getting plans together, preparing to quit my job and trade full time in less than 2 months, I'm guessing. I'm just doing it in a strategic way. I'm doing it in a smart way, not emotionally, not just because I hate my job and I know I can make so much more money, and I literally make so much more money trading than at my job. It's crazy having to make $1,400 in the morning in like 2 hours, and then going into my job where I have to work 13 hours and I probably make $300-$400. It's just so difficult to get through the days, but we're gonna quit this in a manner that is gonna help my trading, not make it worse by quitting. So we're just waiting for the right timing on that, and I'm just preparing myself, getting ready and counting down the days basically. So that is it for today. We will catch you guys in the next one. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have a video tomorrow or not, but we will trade recaps or whatever on the weekdays as usual. And stay tuned. We'll get a vlog out coming up soon. I want to get some more content with the car. I had planned a vlog and did not get it finished, but we will get some car content out because the car's crazy and you guys need to see more of it. We'll catch you in the next one. Do something to get 1% better today. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.